I didn't come prepared to say anything, but I noticed that just the idea this is taking place shows that you don't, or you're not aware of insanity behind all this. Well, it has an analogy. They're asking to put a bullet through her head, and you guys are wondering whether he's a silencer or not.
Sorry, we need to keep this within the zoning issues, okay?
Okay, I'm done.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I have a small statement to make. One of the reasons for having the special exceptions use permit is to allow the county and the local communities an opportunity and the ability to identify potential problems so that the community can protect itself from any potential continuing issues arising from the development of any industry, not natural gas drilling exclusively. Therefore, as a resident of Lake Township, I feel that granting 5 permits at the same time can and will negate the original intention of the special exception use permits, considering that our local communities have virtually no experience with the daily and possibly lifetime impacts of the natural gas drilling industry. The entire state of New York and the Delaware watershed area of Pennsylvania have seen enough common sense reason to halt this activity completely. Considering that fact, I truly believe that significant long-term caution is warranted, and I ask that the zoning board deny any further permits until, at the very least, the first gas well in Lake Township is safely, successfully completed without incident. Allow the industry to prove itself one way or the other before proceeding. That's all I have.
Thank you very much.
I am a principal of 4P. I am intimately familiar with the topography of said parcel. As far as the height restriction issues, where they are proposing to put these structures is in a tremendous concavity. When we negotiated with Encana many months ago, one of the issues that came up, we tried to protect our neighbors from noise and potential disturbance. We talked to 5 different companies at length about leasing the property. I had concerns with 4 of them to the point where we were going to endanger our surrounding neighbors. The only gas company we were comfortable with was Encana. Unfortunately, if you are a gas company or oil company in today's news blitz, between Cabot in Susquehanna County, which is in the paper every day with some infractions, or BP, which is doing all kinds of wonderful things in the Gulf of Mexico, you're thrown into one giant pot. People are not all the same, gas companies are all the same. Encana has a stellar reputation among the professionals in the industry. I think that should be taken into account. I share the concerns. Getting back to the zoning aspect here, which we're really about, as far as the height restrictions, if you increase a building height from 35 feet to 50 feet, you'll never know it there. The antenna, you may end up seeing the way the topography is, but it'll be no more obtrusive than a cell tower. We've worked with them. One of the other issues that they agreed to early on a contractual basis and put in our contracts was the noise issues. Cabot has a compressor station up in Dimmock, which you can hear about a mile away. I've done looks at it. I've done on-sites. Encana was kind enough and concerned enough about my problems with noise. They put in our contract decibel readings. And a 60 decibel reading is softer than what we're talking right now. Decibel is on a logarithmic scale of a chem degree. Let's not try to include every bad thing that could happen with a truck, a spill. There has been 1,500 violations, absolutely. How many has Encana have? I have an answer for that, 0.
How many wells do they have so far?
Thank you.
I live in Fairmount Township. It is a neighborhood, although some may not think so. I was going to hold my comments until you talked about the Kent well.
Okay.
But in reference to the last gentleman who was touting decibel readings, which was the whole point of me speaking tonight, ever since Encana started drilling their well, I can hear it. I live 1 mile away. With the windows closed in my bedroom at night, I can hear the drilling operation. There's a compressor station going less than 3/4 of a mile away from my house up on top of a big hill. 3 weeks ago, they started bulldozing and chainsawing 7 o'clock in the morning, Monday. I can only imagine what that's going to sound like once their 50 decibel reading starts being heard from that distance. Now, I don't know what kind of conversation can be heard with the windows closed a mile away, but it's not a conversation, it's not a dishwasher like it said in the newspaper. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a flat out lie on their part. I don't know how they took those readings, but they're wrong, so don't believe them. That's it.
Thank you. This was just a clarification, Mr. Carr, that the noise that you're talking about was during the drilling
Absolutely.
process? Okay.
As the crow flies, we're just a mile and, a couple hundreds away. And it's loud.
Thank you. Does the applicant wish to respond to those comments?
I will ask our environmental health and safety representative, Bill Bender, to come up and explain a little bit about how they took those samples, because we did have samples taken, and then to also talk about doing any additional follow-up sound surveys. Bill, this microphone here works pretty well.
And Mr. Bender, you're sworn in? Yes, sir. Okay.
Bill Bender, Environmental Health and Safety Lead with Encana. Yes, I did take decibel readings 350 feet north of the Buddha pad, and at that distance it was 53 to 58 decibels, and I've done that at several times. During drilling.
During the drilling, you're taking the, did you establish a baseline decibel reading prior to the drilling taking place, or what is, if you could just go through the process of
Sure. No, we did not establish a baseline, but we went out there and we have a meter and we took our readings several times during drilling, and again, they were 53, 58 decibels, which is, like was mentioned, the sound of us talking to a dishwasher. So therefore, background, would be less than that.
right?
Can I ask a
That
question?
makes sense.
Is it directly to him or not?
Thanks, Bill.
Can I respond?
Yes, you can.
Come
That's
back.
fine.
You have to come back up here.
Yeah.
So
Mr. Bender, just stay.
If it does.
Yeah, just please.
In the air.
at 53 decibels, why would I be able to hear that at over a mile away? Through a closed window. I don't understand.
I
That
don't
doesn't
think
make any sense.
arguing about the sound surveys and whether or not we took them is really a good use of time. I think what we can do is Bill can take additional sound surveys and provide that if you like, but to have a debate, I don't doubt that you heard it. I don't doubt that you were annoyed by it. That wasn't the question, nor was it what we were discussing. It was simply that we took the surveys and that was the result.
I guess my point is that this is a way of convincing people, and I believe it to be false. And the last gentleman brought it up as a way of touting their ability to help people, and there's no way to believe it. A mile away, you cannot hear a dishwasher, you cannot hear a conversation. So if you figure out another way to test it, you're not doing it right.
Does that sound continuous or
It
periodically?
oscillates. It sounds like it's to me it sounds like it's on some sort of flag waving around. It comes and goes a little bit, but when it's pointed right at you, it's very loud.
Okay.
I thought maybe it had something to do with the mud coming out of the hole, forcing sound different directions. I don't know. Who knows?
Thank you.